What is up, everybody? Today is the day, baby. 1 years, one total years, plural years, I guess. 1 year anniversary on Twitch, man. What's up, everybody? It's good to see you. Going a hard 24 hours today. Yeah. Um, we'll be getting into all kinds of stuff today. I don't really have anything set planned. We'll play some different games. We'll take a look back at a lot of the highlights we've done over the past year. We'll do the news as we always do. We'll start off with the news here and we'll just see what we get into, man. We'll be eating some weird foods, stuff like that. Just having some fun. It's good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. And I am really excited to try to stay up for 24 hours. Oh, man. What's up, guys? How are you this morning? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Let's do what we do real quick. Well, it might not be real quick, but we'll get through it. And let's take a look at what's going on in the world of gaming before we start getting into all the 1 year anniversary antics. How about that? Let's go. That shouldn't be up there. Stop it. Cool. Cool. Um, hold up. Real quick. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. I forgot to get the server up. A bit sidetracked this morning. We get the server up for the guys to play Valheim on. So you guys will be able to Valheim up for the time being. I don't know exactly everything we're getting into today, so the server will have to go down at some point for us to play other games and things like that. But for the time being, yes, I will get Valheim up. I apologize. Let me go. Let me go here. We'll play Valheim. We'll end up playing Valheim. I just don't know in what kind of order we're going to be doing things, or we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants here. But I don't have any issue getting in here real quick. I just super sidetracked today, so I apologize. 1 second, we'll get this news going. 1 second, 1 second. Almost finished. Easy. Already in the AFK spot. Should be good, guys. Should be good. You should be able to get in here and do what you want to do. All right. Um, Leave it like that. That up. Perfect. All right. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any issues, but it should be up, okay? Sorry about that. Again, I don't know. We're figuring what we're going to do. We'll probably play like some Garfield Kart. We'll play Valheim. Might hop into some Lost Ark for a little bit. I would like to do multiplayer games if we can figure out some to have some fun with. That's kind of the jam for today. So, um, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But let's go ahead and get back into our new segment before we start working on anything else. All right. Uh, I think this means the unionization vote went through. So we'll go with Kotaku. I like their site. Let's pivot over here. All news. Um, I'll pull this up, but we've already talked a lot about the showcases coming up throughout mostly the second week of June. There's a few in like July and August that have been announced so far. But we'll pull this up, take a quick look, see if there's anything in there we haven't seen yet. Why linking real-world violence to video games is a dangerous distraction. Take a look at that real quick. Just because we've hit on it recently. It's been something that's come up in the news. The Stanley Parable game's great postmodern experiment still inspires. Wasn't somebody just playing the Stanley Parable? Psych, what's up, buddy? Coding day? Yeah, no, that's cool. I get it, King. I get it, dude. Yo, I've done an amount of coding, man, so thanks, buddy. Yeah. You might have missed the intro this morning. We've got a new intro for the channel, by the way. I'll show it again. Maybe after the news segment for those of you that missed it. Oh, yeah. Get ready. Get ready. It's pretty good. I've still got a little bit of work to do on it, but for the major parts of it are kind of completed. And I went ahead and got it all incorporated into the stream and stuff like that. So, whole new stream intro, baby. Yeah. And there's a possibility, Syac, your name might show up in there once or twice. I don't know, man. You'll have to wait and see. Or you should have been here earlier. Let's keep going. Yeah, we'll take another look at it after this, after the news segment. We already hit on this. It'll be a lot of it's showcases, things that are happening in June. There aren't necessarily a lot of games being released in June, anything like that. It's just about what we're going to. No, you're good, Psych. You're good. Yo, the server's up, though. I forgot to get it up before we started news, but it's up now. Again, we're just kind of going by whatever we feel like doing today, right? And I don't know how long or anything I'm going to be able to have the server up. I saw you and Pinky off in the server till like 7 p.m. for me last night, man. Because I was working on stuff until about 9. I kept hopping in there and checking every once in a while. I saw you guys were going hard, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Uh-huh. Apple in talks to buy EA Gaming, Disney, and Amazon, also potential suitors. We've this is a bit more maybe than what we already saw. So let's take a look at this. 7:30. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, the last time I checked while you guys were still in, it was 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7 p.m. for me. So you guys must have bounced out about 30 minutes after I looked the last time. Before I got on later and you guys were both gone. No. I kept getting in there and checking. I was just busy, dude. I was working on stuff. You'll see. Yep. Yeah, all good, King. All good, buddy. I appreciate you being here, man. It's good to see everybody. 1 year, man. Incredible. Sony once again seems to offer the worst version of its PS1 game. See what that's about? See what this is about as well. This Van Gogh Minecraft build belongs in a museum. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, for sure, dude. Uh, it just depends on what I'm getting up to. How long I'll be able to like keep the server up for you guys doing stuff like that. You know, yesterday it wasn't a big deal. So, yeah, no worries. I'm not gonna look into this. I'm not a fan of that company. So, here's the deal. Apparently, I'll look into it because it's a free game, and if you have AT&T, it could be a way for you to play a good free game. But I have had terrible experience with this company throughout multiple or multiple of their different kinds of utilities over the years. I won't use them. So I'll preface this article with that. AT&T, I am not a fan of AT&T. Just my personal experience. Okay, here's the deal. Asus announces world's first 500 hertz NVIDIA G-Sync gaming monitor. Here's the thing. There comes a point when the human eye can't see as fast as a monitor is refreshing. It's just not possible. There's a limit to what our senses can perceive, especially when it comes to how fast we can see like frames and stuff like that. So the thing that I feel like it really needs to be taken a look at here is how much is a 500 hertz, and I'm not saying there aren't maybe some applicable situations to use a monitor like this, but for the most part, what our eyes can perceive as far as how fast we can actually, the human eye can see frames, I feel like we're pushing into an area here with technology and monitors where we can't even tell. If I remember correctly, it's sub 200 hertz for what our eyes can actually perceive. And obviously, the higher hertz, the more smooth gameplay is, stuff like that, feedback and everything. But if you can't perceive 500 hertz with your human eyes, is it really doing anything for us? Or are you just paying for a number? You know what I mean? I think that's where we need to be real critical at taking a look at why are we pressing into these. I mean, obviously that's what technology does. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. Technology, we're always progressing. We're always trying to make better. But for us as potential customers of something like a 500 hertz monitor, is it actually doing anything for us? Or are you just buying it so you can like flex on the fact that you've got a 500 hertz monitor? You know? I don't know that it going above 200 hertz actually, because if I remember correctly, it's well below 200 hertz that the human eye can actually perceive. Is this something that is actually beneficial to us, or is it just a flex? We'll pull it up. NVIDIA brings data center robotics edge computing. We'll see what that's all about. We'll probably just try to TLDR that, skim it, get a summary going. We've already talked about TikTok trying to get into gaming. Many are pivoting. What should I get to drink? I would go with Java, just straight up coffee, dude. But I mean, you do you, buddy. Whatever sounds good. What sounds good? I'm guessing both sound good. That's why you're asking, yeah. We saw this yesterday. AMD is rolling out some new tech in like July. I think is when we're bound to see a lot more of their upcoming processors, things like that. And so we'll keep an eye on it. We got a bit of a taste yesterday. If you are interested, go look at yesterday's news segment on YouTube. We dove into this a little bit. Okay. Pretty sure this is the same exact laptop we saw yesterday that has the bar on it. So again, Corsair, if you're not aware, Corsair is now diving into actually building complete computers, right? Manufacturing complete computers for the consumer instead of just being a hardware vendor, which is mostly what they've been, peripherals, stuff like that, right? We took a look at some of this yesterday. if you're interested, again, look at yesterday's news segment. Let's pivot right here. You got a lot of good night. I can't type, guys. We got a lot of news today. A lot of news. Good thing we got plenty of time to fill up. Again, if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, we have a new opening for the stream when we go live. A completely new thing going on here. I got it for the most part finished last night. I've got a little bit of tweaking to do to it, but it was at a point where I could go ahead and incorporate it. If you didn't see it this morning, I'm going to show it again after the news segment, okay? Yep, unionizing. There we go. That vote, we knew that vote was taking place yesterday. Apparently, they got the votes tallied already. So we've already got an article up. We're going to take a look at that. China video games market revenue hits $45.5 billion during 2021. $1 billion. It's a lot. That's a lot. Even with China coming down last year with so many regulations and basically putting a hiatus on anybody being able to release new games. They put restrictions on what is it? Anybody under 18, I think you can only play 1 hour of online video games a week per day per week or per day, something like that. Total of 5 per week, 1 hour a day, it's something crazy like that. Aztec video game imagines a future where the Aztecs won. Okay, let's see what that is. We already hit on this as well. Former Xbox exec says he's scared, quote unquote, of Game Pass's potential. See what that's about. I would say it'd be hard to argue there's any other gaming subscription service that is on par with what Xbox's is right now, for sure. A lot of educational institutions, high school, college, what have you. Hey, thank you, Mamzelle. What's up, my friend? How are you? Are incorporating esports into their basically their curriculum, their school, their education. As esports is becoming just as popular as many other sports, it's being considered legitimately a sport, and that's pretty cool to see this. Kenya video gamers face uphill battle to make their mark. See what that's about. We've talked a lot about boost of cognitive functioning in human beings. It's a proven, researched fact that video games, especially specific strategy type games, can increase cognitive functioning in humans. Yeah, pretty awesome. We've got this pulled up already. Yeah, we've already hit about. We haven't talked about this in a little bit, but TLDR, if you're not aware, we just had our inductees to the Video Game Hall of Fame for this year, which was Ocarina of Time, Miss Pac-Man, Dance Dance Revolution, and Sid Meier's Civilization. Yeah, TikTok, man. Getting into gaming. Talked about a lot of this stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Woo! So the vote passed. We were aware this was coming and happening. The vote actually happened yesterday, right? For Raven Software, which is a subsidiary of Activision. They have a union now. Gaming gets its first union at a major U.S. studio. Despite months of negative talking points by Call of Duty publisher Activision Blizzard, Quality assurance staff at its Raven software studio voted to unionize Monday. Becoming the first union at a big studio in the U.S., the successful vote comes with talk of labor organizing picking up across the gaming industry as developers call for better pay, job security, and corporate accountability. The vote, which was live streamed on Twitch, represented 28 QA devs at the Wisconsin studio that assists with Call of Duty. So you know you can't do that, dude. Under the label Game Workers Alliance, I know that you're not saying anything bad. I can't read it, dude. It's about setting precedents, man. You know this. I know, but you know why we can't be doing different languages in chat, dude. Devea! What's Devea? Wow, the raid already this morning. Check that out. I know you're not saying anything bad, but I also don't know what you're saying. We can't set a precedence, dude. Stop. You know.
Devek is raiding with 4 viewers.
Devea, my friend. Wow. Well, you're streaming late. Streaming or super early? Yo. Devea, thank you so much. Everybody from Devea's stream, welcome in, welcome in. Let me shout out Devea real quick. If you're not familiar, that didn't work. Hold on. My bad. There we. Okay, man. I'm a dingle. There we go. I haven't had enough Java yet. Share some of that community love, that outsider love. Go check out Devea's channel, please, our friendo, and throw a follow out there and check out Devea's content, please. Devea, thank you very much, my friend. It's good to see you. Everybody from Devea's channel, welcome in. I'm OutsiderAntics. We stream 7 days a week, roughly 8 to 9 hours a day. Today is our 1 year anniversary, so we're going 24 hours. We always do a news segment. That's what we're in the middle of right now. We're doing gaming news, and then we'll move on to whatever we get into today. We got a lot of time to fill, so thanks, Devea. It's good to see you, my friend. How was your stream? The vote, which was Psych, you know I love you, dude, but I have to maintain these rules. You know that. The vote, which was live streamed on Twitch, represented 20. Now, look, if you want to become a moderator, dude, and just hang out in my chat all the time, and you can make sure that nobody's saying anything bad in French, we can talk, dude. I can't do that. Oh, good. I'm glad your stream was good, Devea. I'm glad it was good. Nice. Nice, nice. The vote, which was live streamed on Twitch, I didn't know they were live streaming the vote on Twitch, represented 28 QA devs at the Wisconsin studio that assists with Call of Duty Warzone and other big blockbusters, and ended in a tally of 19 in favor and 3 against. 2 votes were challenged. Sight, do it? I would let him. I would let him. Well, I'll give you, we'll talk about it. A percentage. We'll talk about it, a percentage. Which right now would be Z-tier streamer status percentage. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. No. Yo, King, that's wild, man. That's wild. So I just got to start an OnlyFans account. I don't have to pay you anything. That's what it is. It's reasonable? All right, quit screaming at me, though. Quit yelling at me, dude. Again, if you guys were not here when the stream started, I created a new intro for the channel and for chat. And so it's a bit of fun, and I think you guys will enjoy it. If you weren't here when the stream started, I'm going to play it again after the news segment, okay? So they actually live streamed the vote on Twitch. That's incredible. And in a tally of 19 in favor and 3 against, 2 votes were challenged. Under the label Game Workers Alliance. The group is now legally recognized by the National Labor Relations Board and can proceed to negotiate its first contract with Activision Blizzard to secure better pay and other improved working conditions. Best-selling franchises like Call of Duty are notorious pressure cookers for developers, and developers in QA often bear the brunt of a project and a company's shortcomings. If you're not aware of what QA stands for, that's quality assurance, okay? Oh, psych, yeah, I forgot you are about to head to Canada, huh, buddy? Yeah, be safe on that journey, my friend. Then you've got another trip after that, yeah? Yeah. Activision Blizzard worked tirelessly to undermine our efforts to establish our union, but we persevered. Members of GWA said in a statement, "Now that we've won our election, it is our duty to protect these foundational values on which our union stands." there is no such thing as too much maple syrup, Tinwin. I'm sorry, dude. No such thing. Yeah. But that's not, I mean, that'll be here before you know it, dude. August? Yeah, for sure. Got your reserves there. Yeah. Just need a tap in a tree, dude. Just lay underneath it. I want to go see that restaurant you guys were talking about, though, with the taffy kind of stuff. That looks neat. I forgot what restaurant was that? We respect and believe in the right of all employees to decide whether or not to support or vote for a union. Activision Blizzard spokeswoman Ron Talia told Kotaku in an email, "We believe that an important decision that will impact the entire Raven software studio of roughly 350 people should not be made by 19 Raven employees." Last December, over 60 employees, Sugar Shack, out of season now? Okay, yeah. That looked really cool, though. I had no idea that was a thing. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Over 60 employees at Raven Software walked off the job to protest cuts that saw some of their contract QA staff laid off rather than being converted to full-time. But facing pressure from the QA staff's historic union push, Activision Blizzard later voluntarily pledged to convert all remaining QA employees across the company to full-time and boost their minimum pay to $20 an hour. The unionizing workers were the only ones excluded from the pay bump. Now they will get to negotiate their own. Nice. Oh, for real? Oh, psych. I need to know. Wait, he's here? Yeah, King, you're good, dude. The bargaining process itself can be a long, drawn-out fight, however, and comes after Raven QA already faced stiff opposition from management over its attempts to organize. When the employees originally announced their intention to unionize in January, they called on Activision to voluntarily recognize them. But the publisher, which has spent the greater part of the last year facing mounting allegations of workplace mistreatment, including an Equal Employment Opportunity Commission settlement and California lawsuit alleging widespread sexual harassment and discrimination, resisted. Good for them. Good for them. That's awesome. Are you serious? Yo, gamer, thanks, buddy. Thanks, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, again, I've got a bit of a new intro to the stream and everything that I don't think very many people saw, but I'll pull it back up after the news so you guys can see it. Oh, the pig's foot. Deep fries, bacon, maple syrup, brunch food. Oh, hey, dude. That sounds like where I need to live. Yeah, man, let's go. You got a copyright strike, yeah, for using your own music? Oh, dude, that's wild, Devea. That is wild. That sucks, man. How do you go about circumventing that? You own the rights to that music and everything, right? If you own the rights to that, um, you just have to prove it to Twitch, and there's not an issue, right? I think that's the way that works. I think. Last December, former Trump crony and current chief administrative officer at Activision Blizzard, Brian Belladio, who stands to make millions from a planned sale of the company to Microsoft, begged employees not to unionize in an email to staff. Yeah, totally worth the money, Mamzelle. I'm down. Let's go. Uh, begged employees to not to unionize in an email to staff. When Raven QA staff moved ahead with organizing anyway, the company tried to force a studio-wide vote on the issue rather than just let the few dozen staff decide. The National Labor Relations Board eventually shot that down too, and instead Activision managers retreated to a sustained campaign of anti-union messaging, including arguing that unionization would lead to worse games. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I was getting at. Yeah, you own the rights to it. I mean, that's the big deal right there, right? If you are the sole owner of that material, there's nobody else involved in the ownership of that material, then there shouldn't be an issue. You're just gonna have to work with Twitch about making sure they're aware that's your content. Yeah, yeah. Which I would have no idea how you go about doing that, but that sucks. That sucks. The board's decision reinforces that workers have been experiencing at Activision when they try to raise concerns about serious issues at the company. Communication Workers of America organizing director Tom Smith told Kotaku in a statement, in order to rebuild trust at Activision, Bobby Kotick needs to take the high road and start listening to workers instead of doing everything possible, including breaking the law to silence him. Bobby Kotick needs to be ousted. This is the individual that was sitting at the top of these companies the entire time all this terrible stuff was going on. And he's one of the only ones, if I remember correctly, that is still there. They cannot oust this guy. Nobody wants him. Exactly, Tinwin. This is my thing. If Microsoft is buying this company and they actually want to change it for the better and get rid of all this negativity that was brought about in the past, this individual has to be gone. They have to get rid of this individual. Activision isn't the only big video game company facing increased scrutiny from the NLRB. However, the Raven workers, look, guys, we're even to the point where we know we've seen in news articles, sorry, to backtrack a bit, we've seen in news articles where this individual actually was trying to buy Kotaku. If I remember correctly, it was Kotaku that Bobby Kotick was trying to buy as a means to make his company, Activision Blizzard, look better. Like false news kind of stuff. In the midst of all this craziness. Activision, and I think there was one other news company he was trying to buy up too. Activision isn't the only big video game company facing increased scrutiny from the NLRB. Raven Workers' successful union drive comes on the heels of indie studio Vaudio Games becoming the first of its kind to unionize in North America last year, and contract staff at BioWare announcing a union drive last month. This movement, which comes alongside explosions in union activity at Starbucks, Amazon, and Apple, has even spurred questions at places like Nintendo of America, who is actually in the middle of a lawsuit right now for firing somebody trying to get unionizing going. Apparently, that's what we've read, anyways. Yeah, right here. Okay, as Kotaku previously reported, a former contract employee at Nintendo asked about management's thoughts on these unionization efforts at a department meeting in February. The employee was later fired. Yeah, Devea, yeah. Nintendo said in a statement it was because of an NDA violation. Employees Kotaku spoke with didn't believe that. The employee that proceeded to file a complaint with NLRB for coercion and retaliation, as first reported by Axios in April. Naru, what's up, buddy? How are you? Naru. Yeah, the Toby of Blizzard. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I mean, the Raven Union is going to be the spark that ignites the rest of the industry, I believe. Jessica Gonzalez, a former Activision Blizzard QA developer who helped organize its new labor groups, told the New York Times on Monday. While the group will begin negotiating its first contract with Activision Blizzard, it will eventually be run by Microsoft if a planned $69 billion acquisition isn't torpedoed during review by the Federal Trade Commission. That's about the only thing standing in the way at this point, right? Kind of mean to Toby? Yeah, they're super mean to Toby, yeah. Especially Michael, yeah. The tech giant has said it will recognize the union if and when it takes over. Our biggest hope is that our union serves as inspiration for the growing movement of workers organizing at video game studios to create better games and build workplaces that reflect our values and empower us all. Members of GWSA said today that's the new organization that the union got, right? I'm doing great, buddy. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Yeah. 1 year on Twitch, man. We're celebrating today. It's good. Yeah, felt bad. Me too, dude. We look forward to working with management to positively shape our working conditions and the future of Activision Blizzard through a strong union contract. There we go. It's been in the works for a while. We knew this vote was coming. We knew it was happening yesterday, and there we go, man. Union at Raven Software, subsidiary of Activision Blizzard. This is definitely something we've seen this coming across a lot of different, all the way kind of throughout the gaming industry, right? For these devs, there's unionization talk everywhere now, and rightfully so. There's been a lot of mistreatment of workers apparently over the past, and this is the result, right? Go woke or we'll riot. Yeah. Basically, they took a stand, man. They took a stand. And I mean, everything we know about Blizzard Activision, that was a severely toxic environment for people to work in. So for it to start there and kind of not necessarily, there's been a couple of others, right? One other in North America, anyways, that have already unionized. But this is a big one. This is a big one. All right, we're going to skim this real quick. I've got a, I'll just go ahead and throw this in chat as well. This is kind of a comprehensive list of the showcases coming in June, most in June, like second week of June, and then a few in July and August. That link right there can show you. We'll try to watch as many of them as possible here in the channel together, as long as we're available to co-stream them. Meaning them happening during our stream time, as well as the people or the corporations putting on these showcases are okay with us co-streaming, right? Metal, what's up, buddy? What's up, dude? There's that derp face, man. It's so scary. Summer of Gaming is back here at IGN, bringing you more exciting game announcements, gameplay reveals, and trailers throughout the month of June. Yep. So I'm guessing that, yeah, this is just a list. It's just a list. What to expect? Warhammer Skulls live stream and post show June 1st. Oh, I hadn't heard that yet. Cool. So Warhammer Skulls live stream and post show June 1st. I hadn't heard they were doing this on June 1st. I'm great, buddy. I'm great. We have a new opening intro to the stream. I'm going to showcase it. You missed it. I'm going to showcase it after the news segment, okay? Warhammer Skulls brings you world premiere announcements, first looks, latest updates, and promotions across the Warhammer video games portfolio. Yeah. Make sure to stick around for IGN's post-show where Max Scoville and Warhammer superfan Bricky will break down all the announcements revealed in Warhammer Skulls. We already knew Netflix was doing theirs. Black Voices in Gaming, June 8th, highlighting Black Voices in the gaming industry. Black Voices in Gaming is dedicated exclusively to presenting games created by Black developers, titles featuring Black protagonists, and conversations with these creators. Cool. We knew about Summer Game Fest. Upload VR Showcase. The Upload VR Showcase will once again take place in early June to reveal new VR titles and share updates on some of the most anticipated VR games across a variety of headsets. This will be the fourth summer show and the seventh overall for Upload VR, and the last event in December of last year included such games as Cities VR, Vertigo 2, and Moss Book 2. IGN Expo, we knew about that one. Tribeca Game Spotlight, we knew about that. Freedom Games. On June 10th, I don't know if we knew about this one. June 10th, in partnership with Freedom Games, IGN is hosting the Freedom Games Showcase featuring the publisher's lineup of upcoming games. The event will feature game reveals, release date announcements, developer interviews, surprises for fans, and updates on some of the most exciting indie games on the horizon. We knew about Guerrilla Collective, Wholesome Games, featuring 100 amazing indie games in total. We love indie devs, right? Including Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley, Puff Pals Island Skies, Terra Nil, Shim, and Meltime. Okay. Future Play Direct, we knew about that. NetEase, we knew about that. Xbox Bethesda, yes. PC Gaming Show. Here you go, guys. I'll throw this in chat as well. We'll do a little bit of Valheim today, dude. We got 24. You mean like tomorrow, as in like 12 hours into the stream here? Is that why there's a kappa there? What's up, Pinky? The server's up, man. Server's up, by the way, if you didn't know, guys. Everybody playing in the server, it's up. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep it up. Depends on how the day goes. We're just kind of playing it by ear, man. Whatever we feel like doing. But if we need to play other games on Steam, I'll have to take the server down, okay? But for now, go have fun. Pinky, I saw you up in there, man. All like till like after 7 o'clock p.m. for me last night. You and Syek were going hard, man. Pushing buttons while linking real-world violence to video games is a dangerous distraction. In this week's newsletter, tragic shootings in the U.S. have resurrected the disproven theory games turn people into killers. Why does this myth persist? Yeah, that's what I was talking to Syke about earlier. Because I was working on stuff until like almost 9 o'clock last night, p.m. for me, before I finally got to bed. And you'll see what I was working on after the news segment, Pinky. But I kept checking the server every once in a while. Not very often, but every once in a while. I got on I kept checking Valheim to see if you guys were playing. And it was like 7 o'clock, man. It was like 7 p.m. for me. I got on there and checked again, and you guys were in there. Yeah. I was like, man, they're going hard today. I can't wait to see what all you guys have gotten done. Remember how we don't like auto play? Remember how in the wake of yet another or more awful shootings in the U.S. this month, Fox News decided to blame video games rather than, the almost total absence of meaningful gun control? We dove into that a little bit. It did definitely seem like a Fox, and look, I do not like Fox News. They push their agenda on people. They misconstrue news to make it what they want people to understand about what's going on. I do not like Fox News. I will say that what I dove into and found about this situation made it seem like a host on Fox had a guest on. The host made some comments regarding the potential of video games making people violent in a way that seemed like he was trying to prompt the guest into confirming that notion. But the guest pivoted and said, no, if anything, it's more of a social media issue. So that's kind of what happened there. Yo, thanks, King. Maybe we'll see you later, dude. I don't know. We'll be going for 24 hours, buddies. So I don't know, dude. Hey, good luck on getting your coding done, man. I hope your day goes well, buddy. Thanks for being here, as always. Remember how I said last week the video game caused violence argument was so mendacious and negatively manipulative that I wasn't going to dignify it with a response? Here I am responding because the supposed link between video games and real-life violence is one of the most persistent myths that I've encountered over the course of my career, and it has an interesting, if also infuriating, history. This gets us riled up in this channel. Wait, what? Mostly cooking and watching Syek build? Watching me die from fall damage. Me and you, Syek, man, we're right there on par with each other. Many video games have violent content. Entertainment in general has violent content, right? Just as many films and TV series have violent content, and of course many books, as anyone who has endured a Bret Easton Ellis novel will attest. It makes intuitive sense that the interactivity of games, especially shooting games, might appear more troubling from the outside than passive media such as film. I gotta say, though, that in 25 years of playing video games, I have never seen a scene as violent or upsetting as, say, a Quentin Tarantino movie, for sure. The idea that exposure to these violent games turns people into killers in real life is comprehensively false. It deflects attention from the actual drivers of real world violence, from inequality to access to firearms to online radicalization. It is a very politically motivated argument, and one that makes me instantly suspicious of the person wielding it. Yes. The NRA, for instance, trots it out on the regular. Trump, insider of actual real life violent riots, was fond of it too. Why might that be, I wonder? Everybody wants a scapegoat, right? Everybody wants a scapegoat to blame it on. Instead of like holding the actual culprit responsible for what's going on, they want to use a scapegoat. They want, and video games has been that scapegoat forever. But legitimate, intensive research has been done that has proven that's not the case, right? Um, First, the facts: there's no scientifically credible link between video games and real life violence. A lot of the studies around this issue are, in a word, bad small sample sizes, lab conditions that have no relation to how people engage with games in the real world. But the best we have show either no link at all between video games and violent thoughts or behavior, or a positive correlation so minuscule as to be meaningless. A review of the Science of 2020, which looked at and reevaluated 28 global studies of video games and violence, found no cumulative harm, no long-term effect, and barely even any short-term effect on aggression in the real world. It concluded that the long-term impacts of violent games on youth aggression are near zero. Yeah. Ban Shakespeare. Ban Shakespeare. It's Shakespeare's fault, right? Yeah. Uh, this seems self-evident. Video games have been a part of popular culture for at least 50 years, since Pong, and violent games have existed in some form since Space Invaders, though they've gotten more visually realistic over time, obviously. If video games were in some way dangerous, if they significantly affected our behavior or our emotional response, you would expect to have seen widespread cross-cultural changes in how we act. That is demonstrably not the case. Indeed, overall, violent crime has been decreasing for more than 20 years, the exact period of time during which games have been ubiquitous. Though it would be unscientific to credit video games with that effect, you would think that if the generations of people who've now played Doom or Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto were warped by it, we might be seeing some evidence of that by now, for sure. It's true that some perpetrators of mass murders were fans of video games, because so many people love video games, man. That's the way it is, right? Um, and I'm not going to read this whole thing. I mean, that's like the gist of what this is about, right? There's been plenty of research. I'll throw it in chat in case anybody wants to read the rest of it. This is exactly what we've been talking about recently. Ever since the stuff came out that Fox was potentially trying to blame video games for violence of recent, right? And great article. We know, we've seen the research. We talk about this all the time. That is not the case, man. Not the case. Stanley Parable, who was playing this recently? Somebody was playing this. Stanley Parable, gaming's great postmodern experiment, still inspires. A decade on, the dizzying game about a pencil pusher with too many choices gets a substantial update. Was it you, Pinky? Was it you? I was thinking Metal had played it too. Is that wrong? The narrator introduces your character as Stanley, a pencil pusher who one day stands up from his desk to realize his coworkers had vanished. Stanley stepped out of his office, the narrator says, so that's what you do. Walking over to an unremarkable room containing two doors, he entered the door on his left, the narrator says. This being a game, which door you actually pick is up to you. The choice seems banal, but its consequences could change the way you look at video games. If you go into the door on the left, the narrator will keep telling his story, a satirical tale of brainwashed office co-workers in a dystopian corporation that concludes in 10 minutes. If you disobey the narrator and take the right-hand door, that's where the fun begins. Narrator at first adapts to your decision, continuing to chivvy you to follow the storyline he has laid out. Each time you can decide whether or not to obey. So begins the battle of wits between character and narrator, which frequently turns philosophical. Play through Stanley's story over and over, each time making different choices which lead to a dizzying array of narrative permutations. 11 years after its original release, the game has now received a substantial update as the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Any excuse to revisit game's greatest experiment in postmodernism is a pleasure. As you navigate the game's fractal narrative branches, the relationship between narrator, player, and character is disassembled across dozens of inventive and comedic vignettes. These include a virtual museum of the game's own development, including maquettes and framed screenshots. A scene where Stanley realizes that there is a voice narrating all of his actions, and another where the narrator begins to suspect that Stanley is being controlled by a real person outside of the screen. The fourth wall is reduced to rubble. There's a great deal of new content in the updated edition, signposted by a door in the office labeled New Content. It is suitably meta, a satire on what it means to make a cash grab game sequel. Its madcap new features are best left unspoiled. In one of the game's endings, the narrator says the only way to truly exercise freedom is to turn off your console. That or follow the instructions. Press triangle to question nothing. If you're interested in an adventure that turns gaming inside out, you owe it to yourself to try out the Stanley Parable, but you don't have to. The choice is yours, probably. I've heard great things about this. That's pretty cool. Well, maybe we need to try it at some point. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. More rumor mill about acquisitions here. Acquisitions. Uh, excuse me. Apple in talks to buy EA Gaming. Disney and Amazon also potential suitors. We had heard that EA was a potential dev, one of the next big devs to get sold to sell or get acquired, right? Oh, it reminds you of Black Mirror Bandersnatch? Yeah. Video game publisher EA is actively seeking a potential buyer or merger. Apple has reportedly been in talks with the company about buying EA out, according to Puck. Disney and Amazon have also been in talks about purchasing the video game company. Here's the thing. I've stated this already. EA is trash. It is like the epitome of what we hate about gaming devs, right? The majority of us, anyways, as gaming enthusiasts, lovers of video games, we kind of despise what EA is, and the only thing I can hope is like all these acquisitions are not necessarily good for the gaming industry, right? We're creating these juggernauts that are just so incredibly powerful, but the only way where I would be okay with this happening, you love EA? Yeah, I know you do, Psych. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Play it cool, man. Play it cool. The only way I'd be okay with it really is if there was a legitimate, decent company that acquired EA and really elevated the quality of their content that they're developing and publishing, you know. Otherwise, it's not good. It's not good. That's really the only reason I'm okay with Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard. I think that Microsoft will be able to do a decent job at going in and turning those companies around, taking their IPs and making something decent out of them, right? We'll have to see what happens here. The idea for a buyout or merger came after Microsoft purchased Activision Blizzard. Shortly after, Sony purchased Bungie. EA ideally would like a merger so Andrew Wilson can remain CEO of the combined company. EA's roots actually go back to Apple. In '82, Apple's then director of strategy and marketing, Trip Hawkins, left the company to start EA. A buyout wouldn't be Apple's first venture into gaming, however. Apple's trying to pivot into their own gaming realm heavily. If you didn't know, Apple's currently trying to make their own console. Their own games, stuff like that. So this is not a real surprise to see them wanting to grab a big dev, yeah? But basically right now it's Ubisoft, Square Enix, and EA that are the big devs out there that could potentially be getting acquired as of recent or very soon. 9 to 5 max take. I find it hard to think of what a deal between EA and Apple would look like. Puck mentions that EA's ideal candidate for a merger was Disney, as it reached out in March seeking a more meaningful relationship. However, the entertainment company did not pursue those conversations, likely because it's focusing on building up its Disney Plus subscriber base. Additionally, a potential ESPN merger could happen as Disney owns the sports network. Yep. EA seems to be in a hurry to finalize a deal, so we'll probably hear more soon. However, I would imagine Apple and EA's relationship is just talks for right now. Okay. Well, we'll hear more about that, no doubt about it. Sony appears to once again offer slower versions of PS1 games on PlayStation Plus. Sony's revamped PS Plus service is beginning its slow kickoff around the globe, starting in Asia, like today or tomorrow, I think. Provided they subscribe to the right price point. Thanks to Vea. As the first concerted effort Sony has made to feature its classic back catalog in the current console generation, the new PS Plus scheme is significant. However, it may ultimately not be the best showcase for said classic games. Early reports on social media, first serviced by Video Games Chronicle, appear to show that some of the PlayStation 1 games offered on the service are the slower performing PAL versions of the game, as evidenced by lower frame rates and opening titles crediting Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. In the pre-high definition era, regional video game formats standardized TV performance parameters. In Europe, that format was called PAL, had a refresh rate of 50 Hz, and a frame rate of 25. In North America, that format was NTSC, had a higher refresh rate of 60 Hz, and a standard frame rate of 30 frames. There are other differentiating factors between these two formats. Those are the most relevant today. On a crisp, modern display, the lower refresh and frame rates of PAL game will have some slight choppiness when compared to the NTSC version, making the NTSC version preferable in most circumstances. Then why are they doing this? Since the revamped PS Plus now is just starting its rollout, service has just gone live for subscribers in the Asian region, so it's like today, I think, and won't arrive in North America until June 13th, 3 weeks from now. Unclear as to whether or not this will be the case in every region, or if the option to play the NTSC versions of the available PS1 games will be added later on. A lot could change in the next few weeks for sure. However, there's a precedent for this. Back when Sony jumped in on the mini console craze with PlayStation Classic, the company also made the baffling decision to emulate the PAL version of several games on the console. I wonder why. Something that did little to dissuade those skeptical of the company's investment in its back catalog. The coming weeks will likely show how interested Sony is in making nice with those interested in its retro offerings. Polygon has reached out to Sony for confirmation and will update the story pending a response. Okay. Well, that's weird. I wonder why they're doing that. Yeah, this is what we just talked. I'm not going to dive into this article. We just hit on this, right? I wasn't sure if these were going to be the same thing, but yeah, apparently there's a lot of concern out there. Why would they? There's got to be some reason, right? There's got to be some reason behind it. I would like to know why are they pushing out the PAL frame rate versions rather than the NTSC versions? That's odd. This Van Gogh Minecraft build belongs in a museum. The recreation, dude. There have been some incredible builds in the Minecraft world. If you're not aware, just go do a bit of a YouTube search, and the kinds of things that people have created in their Minecraft world is mind blowing. It is insane. From like the like Star Trek's Enterprise ship, like super scaled. It's like all kinds of crazy stuff, man. Really neat. The recreation of Starry Night took a month, but certainly looks the part. The hush. Can The Dutch master Vincent van Gogh painted the Starry Night in 1889. It is widely regarded as among his very finest works. The picture is oil on canvas and dominated by a night sky, roiled by wind currents and pierced through by radiant orbs of yellow set above a small village pockmarked with window lights. The painting has been held by the Museum of Modern Art since 1941, one of the most recognizable images in Western art. Minecraft creator Chris DeCow has spent years making seriously impressive builds, set himself the challenge of recreating the Starry Night in the game. Here's a brief time lapse of the end result. I would like to... This 8-minute video right at the top encapsulates what in the end was a month of work as Chris DeCow struggled with how to build elements of the scene in order to get the right perspective and capture elements like brushstrokes as best he could. This wasn't just an aesthetic challenge. The amount of engineering know-how that's going into elements like the buildings is seriously impressive. DeCow says that what lies beneath this is honestly just years of practice and a love for the craft. Asked Chris about why he embarked on the project. Quote, he said, I set myself a goal because Starry Night seems like it would be such a beautiful place to walk around in, he writes. I wanted to be able to look up from the inside of the town and actually see Van Gogh's Starry Night sky. What's funny is, I was not a major Van Gogh fan before I started, but after creating the entire build, he is definitely my favorite artist. Who's your favorite artist, chat? I'm not going to watch this whole thing 8 minutes long, and I don't think it actually has any way to... This is wild, and I don't know about the music either. So if you want to take a look, I'll probably take a look at it later, but here you go. There it is. Take a look at that if you would like. I bet it's incredibly wild. So I'll probably watch it later. I just don't want to get... cutting this news segment to YouTube, I don't want to get hit for copyright stuff. So, but there it is. All right, here you go. I'm not a fan of this company at all. I've had multiple services with AT&T in the past, and I dislike this company very much. But they're delivering click-to-play gaming directly to your smartphone. AT&T is offering the hit game Control Ultimate Edition, winner of over 80 awards, to their U.S. customers to begin playing right now on a smartphone, tablet, or computer. Bringing this click-to-play access for the first time on mobile and other devices with no downloads, no subscriptions, no extra cost. Jump into the full game and try it out yourself. Powered by cloud streaming technology at AT&T.com/play now. All you need is an AT&T postpaid mobility plan to start playing. That's simple. Using your mobile device or computer, head to that site, enter your phone number and billing zip code associated with your AT&T mobile account and start playing. So only US. You'll step into the role. Yep. We know the game. Where this could lead to in the future, we imagine publishers could utilize the combination of 5G connectivity and cloud streaming technology to offer limited time play sessions directly from a search result. This gives gamers the option to try before they buy. That is a huge thing right there, right? We talk about that quite often. That we've been duped so many times in the past, right? About games get hyped up, we pay full price for them, they're a bag of trash, and we feel absolutely duped, right? Which has led to a lot of people using, or one of the reasons why people have resulted in using pirate sites, to download games because they want to know what the game has to offer before they throw $60 at it, you know? That's not me. I just know that that's a reason, right? I've not been a person that use those sites, does the pirating thing, but I know that is a reason why people in the gaming, as gamers, have resorted to those methods because they want to know if the game has anything to offer that's worth buying, or if it's just trash trying to dupe us again. If they move forward with the purchase, their progress will be saved in the cloud so they can pick up right where they left off on the downloaded version. What's the big picture? The addition of click-to-play mobile gaming is all part of our mission to be the best connectivity provider in America. Whether you're at home or at work or on the move, we do this with the most reliable, yeah. That's like their go-to thing. So it looks like they have Batman Arkham Knight on there as well. So it's not just Control, it's Batman Arkham Knight that's on there as well. So if you have AT&T, you're in North America, or was it NA or the US? what did they say? U.S. customers right now. I don't know. If you're interested, here it is. Moving on. Again, okay. Asus has announced the world's first 500 hertz NVIDIA G-Sync gaming display. NVIDIA and Asus are announcing the world's first 500 hertz G-Sync display at Computex 2022 today. While we saw a prototype of the monitor earlier this year, Asus is promising a shipping 24-inch 500 hertz TN panel that's designed for esports titles running at 1080p. Asus has not yet announced pricing or a release date for its new ROG Swift 500 hertz monitor, though. The announcement comes just over 2 years since the NVIDIA and Asus teamed up to introduce the 360 hertz gaming monitors. 500 hertz might sound like overkill, but NVIDIA claims it will make a difference for competitive gamers who want the best of the best. I'll throw it in chat in case you're interested. Again, my concern here is that basically what this is obviously the technology will benefit, right? Like if you're playing an FPS, the smoother the gameplay, the faster the frames are coming in, it's an advantage, right? But where I think we're losing touch of here is how fast of frames can we actually. I don't know. Maybe, potentially 10 win. Potentially. We'll see, man. We'll see what we get into. Yeah. No, you're all right, dude. You're all right. Yeah, I want to try to get some community game stuff in. We'll see. We'll see where it goes, man. I don't know. Yeah, that's a thought, dude. It's a thought. We'll see what happens. Probably if either it'd be V Rising. Yeah, I'm not against it. Maybe we try it out today. Yeah, got plenty of time, right? We got plenty of time. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested in the game very much. Maybe we'll try it out. So there's a limit to what the human eye can perceive as far as refresh rate's concerned, right? Oh my gosh, dude. There's a lightning bug in here. Scared the crap out of me, guys. Check it out. There's a lightning bug in my place, dude. I think it is. See it? I'm gonna go put it outside. Hold on. Yo. Yeah, for sure, Timwin, for sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, Again, I'm gonna show the new intro video here in a moment once we get done with news. So hang out for a second and you'll get to see that at least. But yeah, I'll definitely throw you a message, man, if we start it up later on. Okay. Uh, I think that was a firefly, but I'm not sure. That's kind of what fireflies look like a little bit, but I don't know that it was. Scared me, man. I just saw something crawling. I was like, ah. So again, what'd you say? There's not one kilohertz. Is it even a monitor? No, no, not at all. But again, I mean, I think this is just like a flex for the most part, right? Like I've got a 500 hertz monitor. Obviously, it's going to be smoother. The frames are going to be coming in a lot faster. But the fact that we can't see, I think it's only up, like we can only perceive up to like between 150 to 200 hertz refresh rate with our eyes. That's like the limit of our ability to how fast we can actually see frames. So I don't know how much of a benefit you're actually getting by going past that. I need to do research on it. That's just something that I think about when I see this kind of stuff. NVIDIA brings data center robotics, edge computing, gaming, and content creation and innovation to Computex 2022. Digital twins that revolutionize the way most complex products are produced, silicon and software that transforms data centers into AI factories, gaming advances that bring the world's most popular games to life. Taiwan has been the engine that brings the latest innovations to the world. Only makes sense that NVIDIA leaders brought their best ideas to this week's Computex Technology Conference in Taipei. Taiwan is the birthplace of the PC ecosystem, and the spirit of Computex is to celebrate the incredible journey that built this $500 billion industry. Jeff Fisher, Senior Vice President for Gaming Products at NVIDIA, told attendees. So NVIDIA announced they're going to release their first wave of systems powered by NVIDIA's Grace CPU superchip and Grace Hopper superchip for workloads such as digital twins, AI, high-performance computing, cloud graphics, and gaming. They announced their liquid-cooled NVIDIA A100 GPUs for data centers be available in the fall as a PCIe card and will ship from OEMs with the HGX A100 server. The H100 liquid-cooled will be available in the HGX H100 server and as the H100 PCIe in early 2023. Partners creating products around the NVIDIA Jetson Edge AI and robotics platform announced more than 30 servers and appliances based on the NVIDIA Orin system on module. Momentum for NVIDIA RTX is growing with over 250 RTX games and applications available, doubled that at last year's Computex. GeForce gamers continue to upgrade with over 30% now on RTX hardware, logging over 1.5 billion hours of playtime with RTX, and DLSS is in the games that gamers want to play, with 12 new added to the ever-growing library. We saw a report where we're going to start seeing the new 4000 series gaming GPUs come out in like July. I'm not going to read all about them getting into transforming data centers or revolutionizing robotics with AI. More power for gaming and content creation. Speaking last, Fisher detailed how NVIDIA is working to deliver innovation to gamers and content creators over the past 20 years. NVIDIA and its partners have dedicated themselves to building the best platform for gaming and creating, Fisher said. NVIDIA RTX, introduced in 2018, has reinvented graphics thanks to advanced features such as real-time ray tracing, and the momentum around it continues to grow. We already hit on the RTX-enabled games. DLSS continues to set the standard for super resolution with best-in-class performance and image quality, now integrated into more than 180 games and applications. Yep. Among the highlights, the developers of the critically acclaimed Hitman 3 announced they will be adding DLSS along with ray-traced reflections and ray-traced shadows on May 24th. NVIDIA Reflex is now supported in 38 games, 22 displays, and 45 mice, with over 20 million gamers playing with Reflex on every month. Reflex has become one of NVIDIA's most successful technologies. Yeah, we just talked about the 500 hertz G-Sync display coming. Omniverse is getting a number of updates to accelerate creator workflows. Omniverse Cloud Simple Share now is closed early access, allows users to send an Omniverse scene for others to view with a single click. Audio to Emotion will soon be coming to Audio to Face, providing an AI-powered animation feature that generates realistic facial expressions based on an audio file. That's cool. In addition, the Omniverse XR app is now available in beta. With it, you can open your photorealistic Omniverse scene and experience it fully immersive in virtual reality, Fisher said. And Omniverse Machinima has been updated to make it easier than ever for 3D artists to create animated shorts. Omniverse is the future of 3D content creation and how virtual worlds will be built. Over the past 20 years, NVIDIA and our partners have dedicated ourselves to building the best platform for gaming and creating. Hundreds of millions now count on it to play, work, and learn. All right, there you go. What they're promoting as their big stuff for bringing to gaming. A video game from Mexico imagines a different kind of future. Creators of the action game Aztec built their unusual virtual world with a simple premise. What would happen if the Aztecs hadn't been conquered? Excuse me. Aztec is an ambitious game from a small team in Mexico, a part of the world that has little representation in the industry and its culture. Released in March for PC and console, Aztec Forgotten Gods puts players in control of Ashley, a young woman with a magical arm that enables her to fly over a futuristic Mesoamerican megacity and battle the gods. In a medium filled with adventures inspired by Anglo-Saxon and East Asian cultures, it stands out. What they're saying, we aspire to be the voice of our people. Edgar Serrano, co-founder of Chihuahua, based, I might have butchered that, Studio Linezo, told Axios earlier this spring, shortly after the game's release. Studio started a decade ago, mixing contract work with original projects. Its 2018 release Mulako was an action game set amid the mythology of Tarahumara, an indigenous culture in Mexico. The game was narrated in the Tarahumara language and hewed close to historical traditions. Aztec began as an attempt to make something more fantastical while indulging the fantasy of an Aztec empire that spread across the Americas. They basically created the game in a way to not only reach their local demographic, but the worldwide as well. Serrano is quick to point out that Aztec isn't perfect. He calls it overscoped, perhaps biting off too much. Still proud of the game. Hopeful what Lanzo's team of about 7 devs can build in the future. Has anybody seen this? It sounds familiar. Is it on Steam? Hold on. Yeah. It's only got 14 reviews, but they're positive. 4.3 hours on record. Recommend the game, but with a huge butt. Flawed game to its core, but not unplayable. The flying, once you get the hang of it, is actually pretty fun and liberating. Boss fights offer most engaging gameplay. Devea, oh, what's up? Have a bit of janky Zelda quality to them where you have to figure out yourself what to do. Never gets too cryptic, but I certainly thought I encountered a glitch during a certain boss fight when I kept going into identical rooms. Story, actually not bad. Characters have well-written motivations for what they want to do. Isn't where the story falters. I'm super chonky. I need some chonksters. I need to eat. Where it does is in the delivery. When you start the game, there's like 20 minutes of shot, reverse shot dialogue that dumps a lot of exposition on you from the get-go. Writing isn't bad, but it's not engaging enough to excuse the absence of voice acting or the length. Speaking of voice acting, the only thing we get is characters grunting. No audio files in the game where you hear someone saying no, no, no. You hear someone cry. It's not like the voice actors seemed inept, so why they didn't just go with normal spoken dialogue is beyond me. Graphics are fine. Sometimes the light weirdly bounces off someone's skin or surfaces seem untextured. All in all, if you want to fight some bosses in a semi-unique way with a surprisingly decent but poorly delivered narrative, this is not the worst way to do that. Oh, and the prog metal soundtrack is a pretty unique choice and pretty cool, so there's that. Okay. Okay. Well, there we go. If you're interested, I don't know. Got positive reviews, not very many, and it's been out for like what, since March, I think. So there you go. Former Xbox exec says he's scared of Gaming Pass's potential impact. Ed Fries compares the service's potential impact to Spotify's people just don't buy songs anymore, quote unquote. Speaking as part of a wider interview with Xbox Expansion Pass, Fries, who was part of the original Xbox launch team before his departure in 2004, was asked what he would do were he still part of Microsoft's gaming team today. Didn't give it an explicit answer, but said that he was scared of the impact Game Pass could have should it become a dominant business model like Spotify has in the music industry. Also made broad claims about Spotify's impact on the music industry, some of which has been disputed by experts. I'll give my impression here in just a moment. Game Pass launched 2017 has become central to Microsoft's gaming business, offering members access to over 100 titles for a monthly subscription fee. It has over 25 million subscribers. Both Microsoft and PlayStation have said they don't believe subscriptions will ever be the dominant model in video games. However, former MS exec Fries encouraged the platform holders to be careful over the business models they create. People don't buy songs on iPhone, for example, because why would you? They're all on your subscription service app. Apple's said they're going to take away buying songs because no one's buying them anymore. So we have to be careful we don't create the same system in the game business. These markets are more fragile than people realize. I saw the games industry destroy itself in the early 80s. I saw the educational software business destroy itself in the mid 90s. They literally destroyed a multi-billion-dollar market in a few years. So Game Pass makes me nervous. As a customer, I love it. I love it. I love Spotify as a customer. I have all the songs I ever want. It's a great deal as a customer, but it isn't necessarily great for the industry. At some point, it tipped everything had to be on Spotify. The percentage of all games that are on Game Pass is still tiny. There are a lot of games. 200 games a week come out on Steam, and more than that come out on mobile. Games are very different to music and TV. Those linear forms of entertainment are much shorter, much and more digestible. How many songs or TV shows do most people consume versus games? If you're someone who only plays a couple of games a year like FIFA and Call of Duty, how likely are you to subscribe to a service with hundreds of options? It remains to be seen just how big game subscription services will become. Microsoft argued that the additional monetization opportunities in gaming differentiate it from streaming services for other mediums, such as video on demand. Unlike on video streaming platforms, Game Pass users continue spending money via in-game transactions, expansion content, and the purchase of additional games, the company has said. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella claimed last year that Xbox Game Pass subscribers play approximately 40% more games and spend 50% more than non-members. Here's the thing we need to keep in mind regarding subscription services with gaming. The same as any other subscription service in any other medium, right? If you don't have a connection, you're not getting that content, right? If you are not actively connected to the internet, you're not getting that content. So we've already seen issues with the fact that whether it be your connection or the actual servers providing you the content, right? If the servers go down and you can't play that subscription service, Microsoft had issues with this recently. So I don't think that it's a random emote time, by the way, guys. Random emote time. I love that emote too. It's so good. It's beautiful. Subscription services are a great thing, but they have negatives as well, right? And in the event maybe you are not able to get an internet connection, or the service providers
Hacker man, he's the most powerful hacker of all time.
Nice. Yeah, dude, you got Hacker Man. That's awesome. Always some breaks. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think that owning your own physical copies of games is ever, or at least in the near future, I don't think it's going away. It's just difficult. It's difficult. And subscription services are very, very convenient, right? And that's the biggest thing is having all kinds of different games at your fingertips to just change and play. Not have to not that everything's physical, right? I mean, same thing with Steam, right? We own those copies of those games, but if the servers go down, quite often we can't play a lot of those titles, right? Not always. If you haven't downloaded, there are many you can play. But if servers go down, you can't download anything either, right? There's lots of ins and outs of it, pros and cons, as it were. I don't know that I see subscription services right now taking over the gaming industry quite the same way that like Spotify has for music and podcasts and stuff. I don't know. Time will tell for sure. Here's the thing. Last article that I have pulled up for the morning. Okay, then we're going to take a look at what I finished making. We got to tweak it a little bit more, but for the new intro video. Okay, but we'll be done with our news segment after this article, unless anybody else has anything that I haven't touched on you would like to talk about or bring up for me to take a look at. Okay, so I'm going to go through this article. If you have anything else, let me know in chat. And we'll take a look at it, all right? Nairobi, Kenya, May 24th. For years, the virtual world of video games was the only place where Kenyan gamer Brian Dianga felt safe from his abusive alcoholic father in their unhappy home in Kibera, Africa's largest slum. Is it Kibera or Kibera? Kibera, maybe. Gaming was my only escape, Dianga told AFP, describing a childhood mired in poverty and violence. Popularly known by his online avatar Beast, 28-year-old discovered video games when he was 9. My dad had become an alcoholic. He would come back home in a drunken stupor and beat up my mom. That's terrible, man. Home became somewhere where I did not want to be. His daily visits to gaming dens worried his mother, who believed they were a bad influence on her son and a distraction from his schoolwork. I mean, we talk about this all the time, though, right? That's what video games provide so many of us is... that's why we love them. That's why so many people love video games. It is an escape from our reality, right? Not that our realities are always terrible, but it's a way to break away from a lot of stressors or, anxiety kinds of things in life and get yourself immersed in an environment that allows you to not be, to be away from the real life stuff for a little bit, as it were. His daily, I would receive a beating from my mom every time she found me in these gaming parlors, Dianga said. Far from being a gateway to the world of drugs and crime, his childhood pursuit has instead taken him to tournaments and offered lucrative opportunities to work with tech brands. He earns around 50,000 shillings, $430 a month in a country where youth unemployment remains a huge problem. Dianga never imagined that his childhood passion could lead to a professional career until 2013. I bumped onto YouTube videos where I saw gamers abroad playing Mortal Kombat, a game that I frequently played to pass time, getting paid up to $5,000 to compete, he said. So he decided to try and join their ranks. He's one of several Kenyan gamers trying to find their feet in a multi-billion-dollar industry that is slowly making its way into international platforms such as the inaugural Commonwealth Esports Championships, which is expected to feature Kenyan participation. In 2018, Gathani, who plays Tekken under the name Queen Arrow, became the first Kenyan gamer to be signed by an international team and is currently contracted to US-based UYU. The older generation has been wired to think that to be successful, you have to go through a specified path, which is go to school, work hard in your academics, and then pursue a particular career. That's definitely changing a bit, right? With how people feel about your ability to be successful, just because of what so many different online platforms have offered people. Yeah, it's a very polluted thing, though, and a lot of people try it and think they're gonna be big and be able to sustain themselves in life on that kind of thing, and it's just not really for most people, it's not feasible. It doesn't work. But the potential is there. Instead, the 25-year-old has traveled around the world to take part in international tournaments featuring some of the biggest names in the industry, including France's Marie Laure Nrinder? I'm sorry. Mamzelle, I'm sorry. Better known as Kiane. Sector still faces major hurdles in Africa. Content has struggled to capitalize on its large youth population. 60% of Africans are aged under 25. Figures that usually attract sponsors drawn to the prospect of a young, growing fan base. Many players battle slow internet speeds, time lags compared to their overseas counterparts. Yeah, I know, dude. I know, I'm terrible. Who live in developed countries where the vast majority of game servers are located. Gamers in their dens also encounter police scrutiny in Kenya, where the law does not differentiate between esports and gambling. In my research, I found that the law needs to catch up with technology. There are a lot of loopholes, said Gathani, who hopes to specialize in esports law so she can get involved in policy making. Furthermore, while Kenyan gamers regularly meet to play informal tournaments and win cash prizes, the absence of any structure makes it difficult for them to pursue the sport professionally. No structure at the moment, simply a group of friends who come together to play, said tournament organizer Ronnie Lusigi. For video gaming to transition into esports, it has to be organized and competitive. Nevertheless, Dianga, who now mentors young gamers in Kibera and organizes tournaments around Kenya, hopes to see video gaming explode in Africa. Gaming kept me sane while everything was falling apart. I want to see more people enter this culture of gaming. Yeah, I mean, you guys know that I'm an advocate, a proponent of trying to get as many people involved in the, the world that we all love, right? Which is gaming. It can be so great for so many people. As with most things in life and in the world, it can be utilized for negative, for bad purposes, right? And we have to continue to battle to keep that from happening. But there are a lot of great things about video games, and I really hope that not only here, right, but around the world where access is limited, internet availability is limited, we continue to progress and get people, more and more people involved and access to the world that we love. You guys know that's how I feel. I mean, I'm so passionate about gaming. I love it so much. I only want as many people as possible to be able to access the world that I love as well and find out what it has to offer them. I think it's an amazing thing. All right. I think, look at that explosion. I think that's from Devea's raid. Shout out to Devea again. Thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Everybody, if you're not familiar with Devea, go check out her channel. Amazing, amazing. Appreciate it very much, my friend. That's going to be news for today. All right. We've only got, what? Oh, roughly 22 more hours to go today. No big deal. We'll figure it out. But that's going to be news. All right. Thank you all for being here for the news. If, we'll figure out what we're moving on to. We're going to go ahead and move on to take a look at what I created for the new startup stuff for the stream, for everybody that didn't see it right off the bat this morning. And we'll probably just go ahead and slowly work our way into the stream. We'll take a look at some highlights and stuff over the past year to get started here, and then we'll decide what we want to pivot into as far as gaming is concerned. You all are amazing. I appreciate you very much. The community you're helping to create here is incredible, and I couldn't be more thankful for all of you being a part of this. It really is a dream come true for me to be able to stream every single day. I couldn't do it without my amazing wife and kids and their support in this venture for me, as well as everybody, all you amazing people that are here creating what this community is. It's amazing. I love it so much. And being able to be doing this every single day with you guys, doing what I love, which is gaming, but also engaging with amazing people in this community is it's really mind-blowing to me all the time, just how fortunate I am to be able to do this. So thank you guys very much. we're going to move on. This will be the end of the news segment. I will upload this to YouTube. So if you did not catch this live and you are watching this on YouTube, and you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Maybe leave me a comment so we can have a bit of a discussion regarding some of the topics we went over today. And other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll catch you tomorrow. We'll probably do a news segment at the end of the stream because it's a 24-hour. We'll probably do another news segment tomorrow at the end of this 24-hour stream, but we'll catch you for the next news segment, which will probably be maybe like earlier than normal for tomorrow. All right, it's this kind of a wonky situation with the 24-hour stream stuff, but stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. We're gonna move on to some new stuff now, right?